Today you're off to teach your young niece, Odette, about foraging. She's always shown interest in nature, and you can't wait to share your knowledge with her. You arrive at Odette's house, and she greets you with a beaming smile and quickly drags you into her room to show you what she got to prepare for the trip. As you enter the room, you gaze at the wonder she has created. A sanctuary for stuffed animals of all shapes, sizes, and colors. They seem to occupy every available inch of space, from the bed to the shelves, and even perched on top of the wardrobe. The centerpiece of this soft and cuddly world is an enormous stuffed raccoon, conspicuously large among its fellow stuffed companions. Its furry body is meticulously crafted, complete with a bandit-like mask around its eyes and a fluffy ringed tail that drapes elegantly over the side of a plush armchair. From under the creature's belly, she pulls out a small wicker basket that is almost a perfect, smaller recreation of your own. "Mom got this for me! It's just like yours!" she beams. "Let's go fill it up!" With wicker basket in hand, you both set off into the woods behind her house to begin your lessons. You begin to explain to Odette how to identify different edible plants and mushrooms, showing her the vibrant colors, shapes, and textures that signify which ones are safe to eat. While you try to keep her attention on foraging, you notice her beginning to be distracted by the animals on the trail. Perhaps a tasty meal from the themes you have collected thus far could get her attention back to the task at hand, you think to yourself. Alright, so we are set up for scenario 7 of Wild Gardens. If you're interested in seeing the other scenarios or the unboxing and how to play, you can check the link up above there. One thing you are going to notice up there is that we do not have scenario 6 up there. The reason being is scenario 6 was going to involve a lot of upkeep and maintaining things in my head, and I wasn't going to be able to do that well and remember everything while playing the game and filming. You're going to be putting over the people who you've served, and you're going to be putting ingredient tokens on them, be able to use them for special powers, and those special powers were all in the book. So I just didn't really feel like I could do it justice and play it well on camera and have be an enjoyable experience for you and have you easily follow it and then me play it and being able to showcase stuff. So we have skipped to scenario 7, which is the last one in the book. So you'll notice my board does not have any source tokens on it. That's because of this setup. So we are going to first be having to serve Odette. I do not place any of those. What's going to happen is when I move, I'm going to fill up to 3 of them around me. Basically, if there's any empty, I'm going to grab them out of this bag and fill them there. Before placing the skill tokens, I was able to grab a skill token of my choice. I grabbed the little golden acorn right there. We are going to do the extended trip, so we are going to be staying in Columbus, Ohio, and then I just explained the new discovery to you. So our first thing is we need to serve Odette. If you are unsure how the game plays, that playlist will show you how it plays. But basically, I'm going to be moving around, collecting ingredients, making recipes to serve to Odette or various other ones that come up. In the scenario, certain rules and things might be a little different. So first thing we always do is we look at the beginning of day. At the beginning of each day, I can forage twice or study. So I cannot do either right now because there's nothing around me to forage and nothing to study. So I guess we'll be skipping that for the first one. So then we are just going to get into using our tokens and moving around. So I think first, let's go ahead and move to here. So we're just going to move 2 to forage. So we move here. So let's go ahead and fill these up. So we're going to randomly grab out 3. I'm pretty sure that's 3. And we go 1, 2, and 3. We then also get a golden acorn for this down here. And because she wants a croissant thing, I think we're going to go for the persimmon bread. And we are going to forage 2 of the berries. So seeing as now I know berries are there, I think this next one, we might only move 1 because that will have us fill up those 2. So we're going to move 1, get those next 2 filled up. And we got the onion and we got the flowers. So we get another golden acorn for this one. And then we are going to forage 2 more berries. So we are 1 berry away from our persimmon bread. And then we're going to want to look at doing one of these other ones. So this one wants a couple of flowers and another berry. It's an awful lot of berries that they're wanting. Although maybe I should. I can't stay here and study. There's a mushroom. So I could gamble and just move, let's say, 2 to get 3 more on the board and then hope that I can, or 2, maybe even up to 3, and study and hope maybe I can get this berry one and then go from there. Yeah, let's try that. We're going to do 3 with the forage, 3, which is going to let us, wait, no, I said 3 with the study. All right. So we got mushroom, flower, and mushroom. So we are going to study with the flower, which is going to let us put this berry one right in our forage. And then we refill the study up here. A golden acorn one, just like that. All right. So I need some berries. Want us to get this board filled up. So maybe we got a 4 and a 1 through 4, huh? Ooh, I know I can get 2 berries at the end of the round by putting my 3 up there. So maybe I'll focus on maybe these flowers. So let's go ahead and forage again. Do our 1 through 4, and we're just going to move 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we were here, right? 1, 2. I think we're actually going to move 3. That way I'm 1, 2, 3, 4 away from coming down for my flowers next round. Get 3 more out there. Onion. Wait, no, I'm not adjacent to that one. I'm adjacent to that one. There and there. Ooh, so we actually do have our berries. So we are going to get an acorn. We are next to a berry, so we get 2 berries. Oh, I put that one the wrong one. That one should be there. Sometimes the adjacencies kind of mess with me, especially in this middle swath. So there's that, and I still get 2 forage. So is there anything else out here? If I can get the flowers, I can also get that, but nothing's for seaweed. Well, there's a 1 seaweed there. There's nothing for the root vegetables. So I need 6 berries. I have 6 berries. I have flour on there. Let's go ahead and we're going to grab a couple of seaweed. So now if we move 1, 2, 3, 4, we can actually make the persimmon bread. Persimmon. I don't know why I keep saying persimmon. Persimmon bread. So we actually could get that made. So yeah, let's go ahead and go 4. Or I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and get a couple more tokens on the board and just worry about making everything next time. I think that might be the best bet. Let's go 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to get 2 more tokens out here. That way I can help start planning stuff as the game goes on. So we have mushrooms and flowers. Man, our mushrooms are really focused on this side of the board. Oh, you got the 1 over here, but still. So I get an acorn. I do not have the berries next to me, so I am instead going to grab my 2 flowers. So I'm actually now able to make both of those next round. So I'm not focusing necessarily, I don't need to grab the berries per se. So I think instead, there's some stuff that needs mushrooms out here. So why don't I put out my 4, which will let me forage twice and grab 2 mushrooms. Like that. So that's the end of day 1. Moving into the start of day 2, we do our beginning of each day effect. So I can forage twice or study. So I do like this one. So the flower's already on my board, mushroom or root, which is that one. So we're going to grab the mushroom book, grab the forage, and we're going to put that by our cooking. And these end up coming back at the end of the day. So now I want to start cooking so I can get her served. So we will do a 1, moves us right up to there, because we can only cook or serve at a campsite. This puts out 2 more. So we have our berry and our seaweed. We are able to forage. I am going to forage another mushroom. Oh, I forgot to refill my token up there this time. And it is another forage icon. And then, so we're going to cook. Let's go ahead and start with the persimmon bread. So we spend our 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 berries and our 2 golden acorns. That is going to give us 5 points. And we go ahead and put that under here in our cooked recipes. And then the next one comes up. Cattail palm pasta. So now if I move 2, or I can move 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't quite get there, but I could get to this one. So let's go ahead and use our 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because like I said, I want to try and get all the tokens out so I can really start planning that out when I have to move. And we have the Red Bud Spring Rolls. We have 2 and 1 and 2 points. There we go. So now we have our 2 things, so we can serve Odette and see where the story takes us. Once I get to there, which I have a 2. I don't have a 4 anymore, so I can't go there. So we are not going to be adding anything new to the board. 2. We are going to discard our 2 goods, our 2 dishes, to serve Odette, which doesn't give me any points because at game end, I'm going to gain 2 points for each guest in your play area, including this one. But so it is time for her story. So let's go and see where this tale is taking us. You prepare a meal and Odette couldn't be happier. I can't believe we made this with the stuff we found. It's so yummy. As you finish your meal, you decide to inquire about the giant raccoon plush you saw in her room earlier. The young girl's eyes widen with surprise, and her little face scrunches up in an exaggerated expression of astonishment. What? She gasped, her voice filled with mock outrage. You don't know about Chonk? This is an emergency! You can't help but chuckle at her dramatic response. Oh no, it's an emergency! What should we do? You respond. Odette leaps into action, her tiny fists clenched with determination. We need to educate you immediately. Chonk, the raccoon is the most famous raccoon ever. With a flourish, she grabs from her pocket a set of trading cards with various odd animals on them and holds one in the air like a flag of victory. Behold, Chonk the Magnificent! He's chubby, cute, and a mischievous food lover. He's also the undisputed ruler of all the snacks. You play along with her enthusiasm and nod seriously. She grins and begins to regale you with tales of Chonk's legendary snack adventures. Every story she tells is accompanied by animated gestures and exaggerated expressions, making it impossible not to get caught up in her whimsical narrative. By the end of your crash course on Chonk, the raccoon, you find yourself just as enchanted by the chubby little rascal as she is, but you decide to turn the narrative back to her studies. Well, if Chonk loves snacks so much, maybe we should make a ton more. And who knows, we might even meet him, you suggest, but I'll need your help finding the ingredients. The young girl's eyes, previously wide with excitement, suddenly take on a whole new level of brightness and wonder. It's as if 1,000 stars have ignited within them, each one shining with the possibility of a dream come true. Her gaze becomes fixed and unwavering, focused solely on the prospect of meeting her idol. Yes, 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 she shouts, flailing both hands to the sky. A sense of guilt begins to creep into your heart. You may have inadvertently raised your hopes too high, promising an encounter that you are not entirely certain you can deliver. Perhaps, you think to yourself, your friends can help you find a chonky raccoon to fit the bill. All right, so there you have it. We have our focus for the game. So if you did not listen to the story, you'll see kind of the rules up here, but basically now Chonk loves snacks, so I'm going to have to try and get ingredient tokens on the Chonk deck, then discard a recipe that features that ingredient to draw the top card and see what happens. And then here are the guests I have to serve, so I need to work on them, and then I need to try and get 5 books on Odette by the end of the game, which I may do one soon because I have the mushroom, so I can always just throw that book on her here very shortly. All right, so now we get to decide what we want to do. So I think I am just going to do a mushroom and just put 1 book on her just so I can get that out of my head and make sure I don't forget about doing that by the end of the game. So looking at these, Mary and Maisel has a really cool ability that when I serve them, I can discard one of these to get a bunch of ingredients, but they want a salad and one other thing, and the only salad out here right now wants a bunch of ingredients, although I'm already like halfway there. That's what I want. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 2, 3, 4. So that one may not be as bad as I think it is to do. Optionally, I could do the whole variant rule of keep it fresh because there's 3 of the same out here. I could discard them, but I think I'm going to work on getting that acorn noodle salad because I need a bark and a mushroom and 1 more golden acorn. So if I move 1, 2, 3, there's the mushrooms. So that doesn't give me much options there, but at least I can get something, because if I get the mushrooms, then I could always turn the 2 mushrooms into something. Or sorry, 3 mushrooms into something. But yeah, so I think that is what we're going to do. We are going to forage and move 1, 2, 3. And I just realized I'm not going to be able to study, and I'm just going to be able to forage more of that stuff, but I really have no options because I only had a 3 available. So that gives me another acorn. So now I have my 3 acorns. So as I said, I need a bark and a berry. I am not by any berries. Ooh, but I could grab the 2 berries there. So but for my 2 forages, I am just going to grab 2 mushrooms. And then end of day, putting 1 of these up there. I think we are going to put our 3 up there to grab 2 berries. So now I just need 1 bark in order to be able to make that. And then I'm not really close to anything else, so maybe something else good will come up. All right, so beginning of the 3rd day, I can forage twice. I cannot study because none of the books are out there. So let's go ahead and forage a couple of flowers. That way I can get the flower book put back if I want to. So we have a 1, a 2, and then an anywhere. So I know I need bark. Right now my only bark's over there. I could work on getting a couple of going here, but I do want some berries. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then I can get the seaweed. So let's go ahead. We're going to put our 1 to 4. Can I get enough stuff though to make this? I mean, I technically have the 3 mushrooms I can turn in. So yeah, let's go ahead and do our 1 to 3 on cooking. 1, 2, 3, I think. We're going to forage. Let's go ahead and forage a root vegetable. We don't have one of those yet. And then we are going to cook our acorn noodle salad. We have the 3 acorns. We have the seaweed, the berry, the mushroom, and we're doing 3 mushrooms for the bark. And that is going to give us 6 points. Puts us to 13. Gives us our salad. Flip this over. Vegan chicken tacos. All right, so I have 2 more moves left. If I move 1, that gets me 1 more thing. And then if I move 2, that's 1, 1, and 1, 2. That's what I'm probably going to do. Let's go ahead and move our 1. To get here, we add 1 more source token out. It is the golden acorn. So we get a golden acorn. We're not by any berries. I now get to forage twice. Again, looking out here, I'm not seeing much, but it is about to reset when we go to the end of day. So I'm not going to really focus on this. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of bark. Like that. And that is there. So now we're going to move 2 again. 1 and 2. Get out 2 more tokens. So we got the green and we got the green. So that's where those have been. So we get another acorn. We're not by any berries. And then I think I am going to grab 2 of the lettuce because we haven't been able to get those. And now that's kind of focused right here for now. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 discs left in the bag. So that's the end of the day. Again, I get to put 1 of these up there. Let's go ahead and just put up our 1 through 4, forage twice. And let's grab a leaf and a flower. And that is the end of the week. All right, so now typically what would happen is we flip this over, all these would go in the bag and get resorted. And this one, we do not put those back in the bag. Everything's going to stay where it is, but I am going to still refresh this. The skill tokens get set off to the side. We put a new one in. My book goes back, and then they get redistributed. So let me go ahead and take care of all that. All right, so we've reset that. We have reset this row. We are ready to go. So hickory nut milk is out. I'm really close to that. I just need one more acorn, and then I can have a drink for Alejandro. I'm pretty close. I can easily get this purslane salad to serve to them, so I can basically serve them 2 salads. I have those ingredients. Kind of looking ahead, the croissant. I might need to get stuff for that, although when I serve them, I can discard one of these things and get a bunch of ingredients. They want anything, so that one might not be too hard. And then Brooklyn, there's a couple out here that want mushrooms, so I might want to look at getting the mushrooms. But first, we do our beginning of each day, so I think we are going to study. And where am I at? I am by flowers and green, so I am taking this boot. We'll put that in our cooking. And let's go ahead and take the flower. So there is my studying. So now before I forget, I'm going to actually discard my flower to put a book on Odette. And then let's refill my skill token. Because I think that's what I am going to focus on for this one, is making sure I get those books to her. Ooh, that would be a good one to have if I start needing a lot of green. Like this lamb's quarters, gratin. So I might want to make sure I end by a green next time so I can do my study there. So I need one thing there, but I can forge when I land. So do I try and get 1, 2, 3, get the last thing out there? Or do I focus? I think I'm going to focus on serving. So let's go ahead and put our 2 here to move there. I do get the forge. Is there something specific I needed to forage? Mushrooms, because if I want to do either one of these for Brooklyn, I am going to need mushrooms. Then we are going to cook. We are going to do the purslane salad, like so. Oh, and that gives me 2 points, 1 and 2. And then flip this out. And I think we're going to serve. But I know I need, let's see, I need acorn. I don't have an acorn by a serving. And then fried puffball, mushrooms. I have mushrooms by a serving there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do our 4 right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We are going to forage a mushroom. And then we are going to serve Mary and Maisel. So there is our ingredients. Here's Mary and Maisel. When served, discard 1 recipe card in the supply, gain all the ingredients listed in that card's cost. So we are going to discard this one, which is going to give us 3 mushrooms. 1, 2, 3, 2 bark, an acorn, and a seaweed. So there is that. Alrighty, now they have more to share. So let's go ahead and see what they have after I give myself my 5 points. As you stroll down the trail, you spot an unusual couple seated on a bench. Mary, the tough-looking woman with a leather jacket and an air of mystery, sits next to Maisel, who couldn't be more different with her vibrant energy and flowers adorning her hair. Their stark contrast makes Odette pause, and she decides to approach them. Maybe they know where to find Chonk, she proclaims and drags you in their direction. You offer them some of what you have prepared as a thank you for entertaining you. Odette enthusiastically explains your situation. Mary's words are few, and she nods curtly as you explain your quest. Her tough exterior hides a deep affection for Maisel, evident in the way she watches over her partner. In contrast, Maisel's enthusiasm is infectious, and she eagerly offers to help, despite knowing nothing about Chonk. A Chonk? Maisel chirps. Oh my, they sound like such a wonderful creature. Fluffy and round, you say, Can't say I've seen anything like that. You all make such wonderful snacks that I'm sure if you put out the right ones, he'll come a-running. As you begin to doubt whether they hold any relevant information, Mary leans in, her words short and to the point, but laced with a hint of compassion. Mary gruffly states, Chonk likes some starchy. Fries, chips, tubers. He's got a thing for them. Maisel claps her hands together with excitement. Oh, Mary, you know about Chonk's favorite snacks? What a surprise. I had no idea you were a fan. Well, I must see him now. Let's follow along and see if we can help them find the little rascal. Confusion lingers in the air as you wonder if Mary's clue is enough to lead you to Chonk. Maisel, however, does not share your skepticism. With a radiant smile, she encourages you to follow Mary's lead, trusting that the puzzle will eventually come together. As you search for tubers down the trail, Maisel begins to sing a song. We're on a quest, no time to rest, for a furry friend we're giving our best. Searching high and searching low for starchy grub wherever you go. Oh, Chonk, Chonk, where could you be? Under a rock or up in a tree? We'll find you soon, just wait and see, with tons of snacks for our buddy. While delighted and mildly annoyed by the singing, that you have made some new friends, you wonder if you are now leading another pair of Chonk lovers to a disappointing end. Hopefully, the rumors of his presence are true and you can find him for all their sakes. Despite your methods, however, Odette seems more invested than ever to learn about foraging. Alright, so they put root vegetable onion on here. So if I do make this hickory nut milk, I would be able to discard that there. I am close to being able to make this if I get 2 more onions. So I may go 1, 2, 3, forage a couple of onions, so I'm good to go there. But I would need to make sure that I use the study action at least 1 more time, because I'll get 2 studies from here that I can return, but I need the 5 books. So that is going to have to be one of my options there to do. And with the Chonk Love Snacks, I believe it's basically a free action. It doesn't say I have to be somewhere specific, so it's just whenever I choose to. So I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll build up a couple recipes and then do there. So we are going to go 3, 1, 2, and 3. Or do I go the 4? Well, that would only get the 2 out anyway. So yeah, we're going to go to 3 to get 2 out here. I'm trying to remember what's all in the bag. I think there's still a golden mushroom left. There's still a bark left. Maybe a root vegetable. Maybe a seaweed. So we have bark and a golden acorn. So we get an acorn. We are not by any berries, so we don't get any of those. I said, what did I need? This. I need a couple of root vegetables, so I'll grab those. So I'm set up to be able to cook 3 things. So we are going to start the cooking. So we're going to go here. We're going to move 1. We put out our token. So now we have 3 tokens left in the bag. And we're pulling out. Oh, that's both golden acorns there. Alrighty. So I can technically forage if I want to. Let me go ahead and grab a golden acorn because we have this white walnut fudge. So I think the first thing, let's go ahead and cook our hickory nut milk. The hickory nut milk gives us 3 points and sets us up to be able to serve Alejandro. And then we'll do our 1 to 4, and let's go ahead and cook again. Wait, I said I want it to be maybe by leaf this time. Where am I going to end up so I can study? So I think we're going to end here because I think I'm going to grab this forage one for the study, seeing as I know I need to study 1 more time with a token. That way I can still forage when I do it and kind of still move stuff forward. So we're going to go 1 through 4 right to there. We can forage. I'm going to grab a seaweed so I can easily return the book back to Odette. We didn't have to adjust our movement, so we are going to, I think, do the fried puffball, which is 4 mushrooms. And the fried puffball gives us 2 points. Puts that down there so we can serve Brooklyn now if we want. We go right there. And that is the end of the day. I get to put something up here. I think we're going to just put this up and just get 2 points because I'm not sure what's going to come up, what's going to get put on there, and so forth. All right, so on my turn, I am going to study. We're going to grab that one. We're going to put the forage on the study right there. Refill that token, like so. Ooh, that one's a good one. You can discard one of these to do the when served ability, which is that Mary Maisel, which means I could discard something and get a bunch of stuff. That one might not be too bad. But I think we're going to start off the round by spending one of these to put the book on Odette. We are now then going to move, and I think we are going to serve. I think we're going to serve maybe Alejandro, because he can get me ingredients. And I don't have anything for Sloan. Although the drink does have the onion if I want to do that. So no, I think we're actually going to go and serve Brooklyn. So we are going to put our 2 on serving. 1 and 2. We can forage. Let's go ahead and forage. Grab another root vegetable. And then we are going to discard the fried puffball to serve Brooklyn, who gives me no points. Let's see what her story is, because typically you can discard her to serve 1 guest card without paying its cost, which would be pretty helpful. But let's get to that story. While Odette takes some time to rest, you explore the local library for books to help in her lessons. Your attention is drawn to a vivid poster featuring a woman named Brooklyn, a well-known local actress cast as the legendary hero of snacks, Chonk, in an upcoming outdoor theater production. The poster announces the play's title, Chonk the Cruncher, a snacktacular tale of munching mayhem. Intrigued and amused by the absurdity of it all, you decide to attend the rehearsal, hoping to glean some insights into Chonk's whereabouts. Stepping in the rehearsal space, you're met with a scene of pure comedic chaos. Actors dressed as snacks and woodland creatures prancing about the stage, engaging in slapstick humor and over-the-top antics. In the center of the madness stands Brooklyn, fully committed to her role as Chonk, the snack-saving superhero. She embellishes every line and movement with theatrical flair, and her energy is infectious. After rehearsal concludes, you offer some food to the actors and introduce yourself to Brooklyn. As you inquire about Chonk, she turns to you with an exaggerated flourish, her voice dripping with melodrama. Ah, a fellow seeker of the legendary Chonk, the hero of snacks, my dear. Fear not, for I, Chonk, shall assist you on your noble quest. She throws her arm around your shoulder and continues in a hushed, dramatic tone. But first, you must know Chonk's one true weakness. Truffles! He's often seen near the park sniffing them out. While Brooklyn's theatrics leave you a bit annoyed, you can't help but wonder if there might be some truth to her words. As you thank her for the information, you begrudgingly agree to come back for the full performance of the play on opening night. Alright, so the good news, bad news. I got 8 points. Bad news is I got rid of her, so I wouldn't be able to just discard her to fulfill one of the guests. I'm sure they knew that. That's why they did that. But now I have a fungus token on there. So there's only 3 cards. I have 2 things on there. So maybe I focus on doing those first and then seeing about maybe doing this lamb's quarter gratin, because I need that. And so I need some mushrooms and some leaves, which is why I want it to be there originally. But I could do my study action, go 1, 2, 3, and make the arrowhead crepes. Although I do want to make sure I have, but yeah, that would give me points and give me something in case I do need a third one with Sloan. So yeah, let's go 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, nothing. Wait, I didn't want to go to forage. I wanted to go to study. 3 with the studying. So I can forage something from there. Or do I just do a 2 to get a discount? No, we're going to do 3. 3, so I can forage. So let me grab a lettuce so I can study here. Grab the lettuce one, put that there. I'll get that back to her in a bit, because we're probably going to wrap around and maybe try and come over to this one, which I could just... I have plenty of ingredients, because I could move all the way around 1, 2, 3, 4 if I move that to there instead. And then, or that's too far. That's 6. Yeah. I'll leave it there. Fill this up. So I think I am going to trigger one of those. So we are going to discard our Hickory Nut Milk. We remove this. We grab the top card. So we reveal the top card, and we have Mips and Mims. So we serve them without needing to have their stuff, etc. So let's go ahead and see what their story is and how it advances things. Hoping to lure Chonk in with a delectable snack, you come across a truly peculiar sight. As you hide among the lush foliage, your keen eyes spot a round, gray creature, unlike any you've ever seen before. It's about the size of a round cat and has the face of a mouse, but its most striking feature is a majestic lion's mane that frames its face. It gazes at you with curious eyes, its nub of a tail twitching with anticipation. Due to its size and shape, you had hoped this strange creature might be the legendary Chonk you've been searching for. However, your heart sinks as you realize it's not Chonk, but something entirely different, something perhaps magical and out of this world. To your surprise, the creature seems unbothered by your presence, and it pays no mind to you as a smaller, equally magical creature emerges from the underbrush and clambers onto the back of the larger one. The sight is nothing short of enchanting as the smaller creature plays merrily on the back of its larger companion. You watch with wonder and amusement as they interact, their bond evident in their carefree play. Just when you think the scene couldn't get any stranger, the larger creature lets out a powerful sneeze, and to your astonishment, leaves dance in front of you to form a shimmering portal to another world. Without hesitation, the two magical creatures step through the portal and vanish from your sight, leaving nothing but a puff of leaves in their wake. You stand there in disbelief, wondering if what your eyes just witnessed was real or a dream. Though you didn't find Chonk, the encounter with these enchanting creatures leaves you with a sense of awe and a newfound belief in the extraordinary possibilities that exist beyond the ordinary world. So that was not Chonk. So we do want to maybe try and get the mushroom recipe. As I said, that lamb's quarters gratin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 6 away from going all the way over to there. So I could move 2, make something. That way I'm getting points and I'm set up for Sloan. And then we can move the 4 from there. So let's go right to there. 1, 2. Yeah, because I want to make sure I'm good enough for over there. So 1, 2, buckle my shoe. We are going to make the arrowroot crepes, which gives us 4 points. Stick that under there. I can forage. Let's go ahead and grab us a mushroom because we're going to need a mushroom for that. Next one over. So still no mushroom, so I do make sure I still need to get that one. So I have 1 action left, which I think is going to be going to grab stuff. So we're going to go 4 with the forage. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to forage. I am next to the leaf, so that gives me 2. I get a golden acorn. And then I can forage twice. So we're going to forage a leaf. And we are going to forage, I think, a bark. Because I'm going to do I'm going to do a study and be able to send that back. Actually, no, I'm going to forage another leaf. So that I can use that leaf to send the book onto Odette. All right, so this looks like it's coming down to the wire. So we do our end of day thing. Let's go ahead and put up our 4 so we can forage twice. Let's grab a mushroom and a leaf. And these come back. And then we are going to study. We are going to study. So I have what do I have available? Leaf, bark, or mushroom. The leaf and mushroom are already gone, so it's got to be bark. So we go right there. And that is the beginning of this day. Let's go ahead and spend our bark to get the 5th book on Odette. So at least I have that going on. So let us go ahead and go to here. 1 and 2. We are going to go ahead and let's grab, a flower, an onion, or a berry. Let's grab a berry. So we're going to make our lamb's quarters gratin. There's our 5. There's our 2. That gives us 5 points. Like so. Refill. All right, so we are going to, I think, now discard that. It's got a mushroom on it. To get rid of that mushroom and flip over this card. And it's Whinrey. So I don't think we're going to find Chonk. So let's go ahead, though, and see what Whinrey has to say. A young piglet adorned with a cute little flower tucked behind its ear has wandered into your path. It sniffs curiously at the snacks you've laid out in the hopes of luring Chonk. The sight of the piglet's gentle curiosity warms your heart, and you can't help but be enamored by its cuteness. Just as you're admiring the little darling, a voice calls out from the nearby bushes. A young man emerges, a warm smile on his face, and he lovingly picks up the pig. "Ah, there you are, Whinrey!" he exclaims with joy. He explains that Whinrey is his pet pig and can be quite the picky eater. He's grateful that you've left out something interesting enough to capture her attention. In appreciation for your kindness, the young man reaches into his bag and offers you a small, beautiful bundle of foraged goods. You accept it with a smile, touched by the unexpected encounter and the opportunity to meet another avid forager on the trail. As you continue your search for Chonk, you can't help dreaming of one day owning an adorable pig of your own. Alrighty, so it looks like what we need to do is we need to surf Sloan, hope he puts something up here that we need, and then be able to, I guess, make that, and I'm going to assume that we might be able to discard that right away. I'm not quite sure how that whole mechanic would work. So let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Although it doesn't matter because I have the boot so I can move wherever. So, but I think we're going to leave this as is for now. But I have 4 desserts out here, so I may end up having to wipe this depending on what gets put on that card. So we are going to go ahead and move 3, 1, but we're only going to move 2 because of my little negative movement here. So that is, or do I want to move 4? You know what, we'll move 4 just for fun. So I get to forage something there. I'm going to forage the seaweed. We are by seaweed, so we get a point. And now we are going to serve Sloan the arrowroot crepes. When served, gain 1 ingredient of your choice for each guest in your play area, including this one. But let's see what the story is first. While Odette takes a well-deserved nap, you decide to continue the search on your own. As you wander down a cozy corner of the trail, your attention is drawn to a quiet figure sitting on a bench, hunched over a knitting project. As you approach, you notice how engrossed they are in their work, creating an intricate and beautiful scarf. While it's undoubtedly stunning, what truly catches your eye is a chunky raccoon knit into the design, adding a playful touch to the otherwise serene creation. You decide to strike up a conversation and compliment their unique project while also noting the inclusion of the raccoon. They glance up briefly, their expression serious, and nod in acknowledgement. "Yeah, Chonk's pretty cool." They reply in a calm, yet short-tempered tone, their hands continuing to expertly move the knitting needles. Intrigued by the mention of Chonk, you decide to press on and ask if they might have any information about the infamous creature. Sloan pauses for a moment, considering your request before answering. "Chonk's got a thing for seaweed. Maybe you'll find him on the water's edge looking for something with the same vibe." Feeling a connection with Sloan despite their reserved demeanor, you offer them a snack you brought along. A faint blush colors Sloan's cheeks as they accept, their guard seemingly softening. In return, they reach into their bag and hand you a completed scarf, one as stunning as the one they had been diligently working on. "Here, take this," they say, their tone still cool but with a hint of warmth. "It's not much, but maybe it'll bring you luck in your search for Chonk." As you leave with the scarf in hand, you can't help but appreciate Sloan's unique character, and you hope that the clue they provided will lead you one step closer to finding the elusive creature. Alright, so I have tons of ingredients. I need something with seaweed. We don't have it, so we are going to replenish this row. So that deals out 6 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we do have some that needs seaweed down there. It only needs 2. So we are going to cook 2. Yep, we're going to end there. That gives me a point for being by seaweed. I'm going to just grab a flower. We are going to do our cooking. We're going to make the sea lettuce granola, which gives us 3 points, 1, 2, and 3. And then we are immediately going to discard it to remove this one, which should hopefully be Chonk. It is Chonk. So let's see what happens now when we discover Chonk. The sun dips low on the horizon as you and Odette continue your search for the legendary snack-loving raccoon Chonk. After countless attempts and clever strategies, you finally spot a rustling in the bushes nearby. Your heart races with excitement as you quietly place a tasty snack on the ground, hoping to catch Chonk's attention. With bated breath, you and Odette watch as Chonk cautiously emerges from the shadows. Odette's eyes light up with pure joy as she begins describing Chonk's every move in lively dialogue. Oh, look at him! He's sniffing the air, and there he goes, reaching for the snack. You see that? He's rolling over. Oh my gosh, he is so cute! Chonk's antics fill the moment with wonder, and his appreciation for the tasty treat is evident in every bite. Odette, utterly delighted by the scene, continues to narrate Chonk's actions with infectious enthusiasm. As Chonk finishes his snack, he nods in thanks, a silent gesture that speaks volumes. Just as you and Odette revel in this magical moment, a man with a bag of chips strolls by, blissfully unaware of the snack-loving legend in your midst. Chonk's keen eyes lock onto the tempting treats, and their audible crinkle, and Odette can't contain her amusement. "Go get them snacks, King!" she exclaims. Chonk, propelled by his insatiable snack cravings, darts after the man and his chips. The startled man takes off running, and Odette bursts into laughter, her joy filling the forest with mirth. As the day begins to fade, you and Odette share an elated sense of accomplishment and a newfound bond with the legendary snack king Chonk. Walking away from the scene, your hearts are light, knowing that today was a day to remember, made all the more special by the whimsical encounter with Chonk and Odette's infectious delight. Alright, so there we go. We have the end of Chonk's story. So we are also almost at the end of the game. We just need to do our last end of day. We are going to come up here. We are going to spend a lettuce and a mushroom in order to move our jar 1, 2, 3, and 4 points. We then get into endgame scoring. So Odette is 2 points for each guest in your player, including this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us 10, so we are up to 63. Chonk is I can discard 6 for 5 points or 10 for 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is 11 points, which puts us at 14. And then we get a point for every 4. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4 points. 1, 2, 3 points. 1, 2, and 3 points there. We then add this up, so 77 plus 6. 77 plus 6 is 83. 83, look in our book, is just above an epic achievement. So it did come down to that last turn. So I don't know, as I said, 100% if I was able to make the dish and then discard it right away. If I was able to, I won. If I wasn't able to, I lost. This definitely was the most challenging of the ones that I did do. But as I said, this was scenario 7, so this is the last of our Wild Gardens playthrough. That doesn't mean we aren't going to be doing a lot more on the channel, as we have already been doing. If you want to be alerted to all of that, you can go ahead and hit like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell down below. Down below is also ways you can help support the channel by hitting up our Ko-fi, joining our Patreon, joining the channel down below with the join button, which will give you exclusive perks such as seeing our videos early and other videos. You also can hit up our link to Miniature Market. We have an affiliate link down there that if you use that link and purchase games from Miniature Market, we do get a portion of those sales back to the channel. Alrighty, so forage on forever. As the day draws to a close, you find yourself taking Odette home, her joyous laughter still ringing in your ears from your encounter with the legendary Chonk. As you enter her cozy room, Odette leaps into a mountain of plushies with boundless enthusiasm. She's over the moon about finally seeing Chonk in person, but what fills her heart even more is the precious time she got to spend with you. Amidst her soft and cuddly companions, Odette excitedly recounts the lessons she learned while foraging, sharing her newfound knowledge with her stuffed friends. She turns to you with a beaming smile and says, "Can't wait to go out and forage with you again sometime. It was so much fun." Later that week, you take Odette to the local play Chonk the Cruncher, a snacktacular tale of munching mayhem. accompanied by some of the friends you met during your quest. As you watch the production come to life, you can't help but feel a deep sense of warmth and gratitude. Reflecting on the journey you've shared with Odette, you recall how uncertain you were when she first entered your life. You wondered if you'd be any good at interacting with a child. However, as time passed, you witnessed the blossoming of her personality and the profound impact of your relationship. With a heart full of emotion, you realize how much you cherish these moments and the person Odette is becoming. You hope for countless more opportunities to create heartfelt memories and share in the beautiful journey of her growth. The depth of your connection with her fills you with immense happiness, and you look forward to the many adventures that lie ahead.